the cinema.
Film.
You know, there was a point in time when the theater and movies in general were having a downhill spiral.
We all remember that time.
You can say we're back though. And with the resurgence of movies and big blockbuster movies coming out even this year.
Exactly, yeah. We got a big year for movies this year.
We do, and we decided to indulge in a little challenge. This is not a new challenge,
but it is a new for the channel.
It is, and we're going to spend all day in a movie theater.
Hell yeah! Hey, come on, baby! Come on! Yes! Come on!
We have handpicked 4 movies that we're gonna watch, and we're gonna go through and watch those movies and see if it gives us hell.
Hope it gives you hell.
Strap in, and let's start with our first movie, which is
Hail Mary.
Hail Mary.
Hail Mary.
Woo! Local AMC A-listers here.
Especially our A-listers who are seeing up to 4 movies every week.
We look like kind of like geeks, so
Watching 4 movies.
4 movies. Challenge starts now. Let's go grab the snacks.
Let's go get it.
So the boys set off on the adventure of watching. Scratch that.
Just add that sound effect.
We lied to y'all.
Unfortunately, we did not see 4 movies due to time constraint. Ideally, we wanted to start off around like 8, right? But the earliest showing was at 1:30.
Yeah, so we were only able to see 3 movies. Hey, sue us. No, so don't sue us.
Don't. We don't have anything.
We still ended up watching movies that took off the whole day, right?
Damn near, yeah. We went into the movie theater. The sun was still out. We came out. The sun was not out.
Yeah, hey, from dusk till dawn. We approached the beautiful, bright non-lights because it was daytime of the AMC.
What do you mean non-lights? If it's daytime, there's
no lights. There's no bright lights.
I see.
What does AMC stand for? America's Movie Center.
Wrong. It's American Multi Cinema.
So as we approached King AMC, the Force, Great Castle Walls,
right,
we were denied entry. You're not much of a football head, but that made me feel like whenever I believe Jamal Adams could not get entry to the New York Jets facility.
They ain't cut. Yes, they did. They must have cut me.
As we walked into our beautiful AMC, we were greeted with a pretty badass poster of Project Hail Mary, the first movie of our list that we were watching today. Before we actually sat down, we figured, hey, we're brand new AMC A-listers. Let's use those perks. So my good lad over here went to the priority line. As AMC A-listers, we get priority over the normies, right? Unfortunately, there was no one at the line, so it didn't really matter.
It didn't fucking count. So with concessions in our hands and a little bit of butterflies in our stomachs,
and excitement coursing through our veins,
we walked up the steps as we entered our Dolby Cinema.
And we realized heartbreak does feel good in a place like this.
With all the preparations done, it was time to sit down for the first movie of the challenge. So we have officially entered Project Hail Mary, and this is going to be our first of 4 seeing Nicole Kidman.
All right.
Give us the whole spiel.
It's a little packed, a little bit. We did get Dolby, so yeah, it's gonna be a little packed.
Movie time? Now I know what y'all are thinking. It's movie time.
Right.
We lied again. I was prepared to get the best thing that happens to you when you go to a movie.
Upcharge.
Actually, it's movie. What is it? And I was excited. It was time to play Noovie Trivia.
Right.
Tell them what the fuck happened.
It ended up taking too long, and the Noovie arcade was finished. Or what do you want to do?
I don't even think they exist anymore. They don't do that shit no more.
Going into Project Hail Mary, me personally, I didn't know anything about it.
Squat.
All I knew was that it was Ryan Gosling in space. So literally me, but in space.
Pretty dope.
I didn't really see too much trailers. I think the only trailer that I saw was just like maybe a TV spot of just him waking up in space, and that's it. It wasn't until later after the movie or after a while has passed that I learned that it was based off of a book. And funny enough, it was the same author that made The Martian.
Yes.
So same guy. So this guy really loves space, and he has another book called like Artemis. So kind of like the mission that's happening right now. The movie has been out for quite some time, right?
It has.
If you had the luxury of seeing it in IMAX or in Dolby like we did, very much the most optimal way of watching it. Either one of the two. Really good movie. Really strong movie. A classic debate that's happening right now is it better than Interstellar? We'll leave that for you guys to decide. But I think it's, and many people have said this, it's still very impressive that you can compare a movie that's come out in 2026 to one of Christopher Nolan's best movies. So it's very cool, a very heartfelt story, and even a story like talking about space. Very cool.
No, I completely agree. I also went into this knowing nothing. Later found out it is based on a book, kind of like a Ready Player One-esque, but better. From what I gathered from the consensus, it seemed like the book was really good.
Right.
People are attached to this story and excited to see it on the big screen. It was directed by, I believe the guys' names are, sorry if I'm wrong, Christopher Miller and Phil Lord. They've done things like the Lego Movie and 21 and 22 Jump Street.
So, that sounds crazy. Yeah,
they have a pretty good filmography. They understand comedy and they understand storytelling. So,
and it's not your typical like MCU comedy.
It's not,
I think the comedy here works really well.
Very tasteful, very tasteful. I would say basically regurgitating what you said, like a baby bird. Yeah, man, I really like this movie. Yes, the debate is it better than Interstellar? For me personally, no shot, bucko. But it's still pretty damn good. Like you said, even being able to have that debate, two great films, cinema's back. Ryan Gosling, man, I'm really excited to see what him and Sean Levy are doing with that Starfighter movie. Right.
Oh.
I love Ryan Gosling. Ryan Gosling is what Ryan Reynolds thinks he is.
I agree.
That's what I think.
I
you know, the only complaint, I guess, it's a very nitpick, right? It does drag a little bit. This movie could have been 15 to 20 minutes shorter, in my opinion.
Okay.
And there's a couple of times where I've seen this kind of be said around the net, where it felt like it was going to end a few times.
Right.
And then it kind of kept going. And for me, I felt that pressure more because I was like, we got to get to Scream 7. Overall, I really enjoyed this movie. I think I will be watching this again. I'm excited to watch it again.
I think for me, it's an awesome tacular. This movie is heartfelt.
It is.
I think it's very much one of those movies that, damn, cinema is still very much alive.
Oh, yeah.
Obviously, they use some CGI on it, but they try to keep it very minimal.
Yeah.
I think the most iconic scene is that, and we're not really going to spoil it because we recommend you guys watch it.
Please do.
But I'll keep it very vague. When it goes from like green to red, pink. That's one of those scenes that for me in the theater, I was like, wow.
Yeah, it's like
breathtaking and visually great. I would very much recommend maybe not watching any trailers for it because I think especially now the trailers kind of give away the big heart of the movie.
They do.
I think the second time around when I watched it again, I more so kept up with the pace and I knew obviously where it was going, so it felt like better. But the first time around, I could see, because I thought there was one part where the resolution got finished or the conflict got resolved, and then I thought it was just gonna end and boom, everyone lived happily ever after, but it still kept on going. I think in the book they have more like scientific talk, which I think they cut it up a little bit to make it flow better and make it seem better compared to The Martian, where The Martian, he's recording himself talking and that's kind of giving the viewer kind of like exposition and kind of his thought process on everything, while here it's not exactly the same.
Yeah.
But overall, I think at the time of this recording, best movie of 2026.
I agree. Yeah,
for sure. I think hopefully, I'm not saying he's gonna win like best leading actor, but I hope this movie wins something at the Oscars.
I agree.
That's my hope. I'm not sure what it is. I think the music's really good.
It is.
The cinematography is beautiful. Even the sound design is really good.
I agree.
I very much like this movie, and what a great way to start this little journey that we're embarking on. Right after Project Hail Mary finished, think of it like getting a prime rib, a delicious medium rare, a filet mignon, if you will.
Flame minion.
The movie started off at what, maybe like 210 or something like that?
Yeah, something like that.
2 or 310, right? Yeah. At that time, we were still watching Project Hail Mary. The credits barely finished, and we had to run to fucking Scream 7. When we get to Scream 7, as you're gonna see, we got to record a little bit. The reason why is because it was me and my lad over here, and a mom and a son. The son looked no older than 8 years old.
Yeah,
watching Scream 7.
Yeah.
Slop 7.
He was not alive when the first Scream came. He probably wasn't alive when Scream 4 came out. So I don't know what's going on there, but oh brother. We did end up running a little bit behind on Slop 7. So we walked into the theater, greeted by nobody at first until a mom and her son came in, but we were seated. It was time to see what Scream 7 was about because I have not been caught up with the Scream series. So
the scenes that we were watching that were already playing were just basically the scenes that are in the first trailer. If you've gone to any movie in AMC in the past like 2 months, you've seen the trailer, and it's like them going to this Airbnb that's basically
the original
like
house,
the Scream 7 house or whatever.
But it's like that thing every Scream movie does, where it's like someone dies in the first 10 minutes of a Scream movie, and it's like not the main characters. It happens in every Scream. It's the formula. Oh brother, I'll spoil a little bit for the first one for you. Sorry, just for context.
Spoiler, dude.
So what happened with the first Scream is Wes Craven, the creator of Nightmare on Elm Street, did something different. It's a meta commentary on the horror genre.
Right.
And the movie in the original Scream, the marketing and the trailers were all Drew Barrymore. That's where it was everywhere. Drew Barrymore is in the beginning of Scream 1. Yeah. And she gets killed. And at that time, she's a big actor. So everyone's like, what the fuck? And that's what cuts to the Scream title card, and then you actually meet our main characters, which is that whole group of
bait and switch.
Exactly. That's what made the original Scream so good. So every Scream since that Scream has had an intro like that, where it's like it just doesn't hold the weight anymore. Yeah. It's meaningless.
And compared to the prime rib that we were having. This honestly just felt like a hog posh Arby's sandwich filled with gore, which some of the kill scenes were kind of cool.
Yeah.
But it was mostly just cameos a little bit. It was almost the Avengers Endgame of Scream mixed with the little Halloween ends.
No, yeah, that's a great way to put it, because you know, you do get like some returning characters, but guess what? No, Ghostface Killer isn't just the main killer. You know, the iconic Scream long face mask. No, it's not just that. AI is the enemy. AI
is very much used, and they're like, oh, it must be AI.
Sometimes I really do wonder in my mind how movies get funding and like other movies get canceled or like, why? What are we doing? What are we doing? I'm sure the Scream movies make decent money, or at least they did. But brother, let those characters rest. You're reusing the same characters from the first movie, which was at this point 30 years ago. Let it go. Yeah. Let it go. Wes Craven, God rest his soul.
I mean, he's getting his bag. I'm sure
he's dead.
Oh well, his family's getting the bag.
Yeah, hopefully. I don't know if they still own the rights or whatever that is, if the studio owns it. But yeah, man, this movie sucked. Like, I didn't gain anything. This movie felt like a waste of time. This was a waste of time.
Two things that I was happy about. One, that it was over. And two, I'm hoping and I'm happy and I'm waiting for, I can't wait for that James A. Janice video about this movie, because that's the only time I'm ever going to rewatch this slop.
Yeah, no, I agree.
Overall, I mean, just a meh movie. Just like, what are we doing here?
I mean, they had a little bit of spark with that reboot when they brought in Jenna Ortega. And it was a little bit of spark where it brought people back.
Right, for sure.
And then they just milked it. Kind of like you said, the newest Halloween trilogy. And it's like, dude, let it go, man. Like, why don't we have a creative take on these old classics? Let's do something different. Let's have some good cinematography. Like the kills, like you said, there's some decent kills in here, but
there are. That was probably the best part about this movie. Yeah. The story, just very meh. I don't know, introducing new characters, it's fine, but it just very much felt like, hey, I know, like you said, Scream is very much a meta commentary on the overall horror genre, but this one almost felt a little too meta.
Save your money, go watch Scary Movie 6. That may suck too, though.
So after about 6 or 7 hours in the movie theater, I think it was time for a wellness check to see how we were doing. You know, I think at this point, I didn't know what was in store for us for our final movie, but I think we were starting to feel it. I think the hunger was settling in. Definitely, the hunger was settling in for the final movie that is coming.
Some may call it the final act.
Can't wait for y'all to see what dish we compare this third movie to. On to movie number 3, Dasani.
Dasani, that's what I got, the water.
Wuthering Heights, movie number 3.
This is, how are we gonna watch it for both of us?
We're so excited. We're gonna watch Wuthering Heights. Oh my god.
Alright. We're halfway through, I'd say, this challenge. How are you feeling?
I'm tired. I think Project Hail Mary set the bar pretty high, and now Scream brought me all the way down to reality.
And now we're doing Wuthering Heights.
Yeah, which is a Gooner movie, if I'm not mistaken.
Gooner movie, indeed. And we gotta witness this. We gotta experience this. And not to mention, we're the only guys here in the theater.
Yeah, we are.
And also, I'm hungry.
Yeah, me too. Boy, I wish you didn't fucking say that, cause we were hungry and we
Starving.
were yeah.
These brothers were starving.
Yes, and we were limited to nothing but AMC food, which
Which it's not bad. The bad part comes to the price, right?
well, I don't know. The food wasn't that great either. So, what did you end up getting as food?
I got this, what I thought, because I didn't want to pay like damn near $20 for a burger. $20 for an AMC burger? Yeah, no thanks. So I got the sampler plate, which it consisted of boneless wings, arguably the hero of the dish.
You can't make bad boneless wings.
You can't. A shit ton of tater tots, a shit ton, right?
I can't
And
complain.
then this is where it gets to the little maybe mid. I got overly salted pretzel bites. Just too much salt. I did not like that. And then I got mozzarella triangles, not sticks, triangles.
I guess they wanted to keep it acute. I can't say I had anything better. I was thinking in my head, don't get a real meal because it's gonna suck dick, and I'm probably gonna eat a real meal after this.
Right.
So I decided to go with a simple loaded tots.
I can't go wrong, right?
You know what goes on a loaded tot?
A whole lot of load.
I mean, you're not too far off. They
Yeah.
throw, I think, everything in the kitchen into the loaded
In the
tots.
kitchen sink.
Okay. They're so drowned and drenched in whatever concoction has been made.
It's like you stab it and then you pick up damn near half the plate.
I think I picked up everything but the tot. So, you know what? It was just greasy. I didn't love it.
No.
When did this become a food review? Who fucking knows? But man, fuck AMC food. And for the goddamn prices they're charging, as an AMC A-list stub member holder, season ticket holder, you better fucking get better food next time. And then we had to watch Wuthering Heights.
We have to watch. I'm sure you're wondering, viewer, what dish could you compare it to?
Yeah, I don't...
Well, for the anticipation, the sheer yearning of the movie, I think a nice bowl of clam chowder is what I'd compare
What is wrong with you? Clam chowder.
Wuthering Heights, the moist delicacy of the clam chowder very much exemplified this movie.
You're a freak.
Experiencing this journey as an AMC A-lister made me almost reminiscent and gave me a sense of pride. So I decided to stand up for all of us who are AMC A-listers and, you know, really grasp and obtain that thanks that the narrator gives each and one of us, especially us, the AMC A-listers.
Especially our A-listers who are seeing up to 4 movies.
Oh, brother.
And you know, up until this point, I was almost feeling very, you know, like melancholy. I was feeling a little sad because it was going to be the last time I would see Nicole Kidman this night.
We come to AMC theaters to love, to cry, to care.
And up until this point, I agreed with her. Heartbreak felt good in a place like this. Up until I got the goddamn food. That's when I did not agree with her
fuck
because
her.
that heartbreak was horrible. Not only did my stomach hurt, but my wallet hurt too, just as much.
And the final movie concluded, which was Wuthering Heights, starring
Heights.
Jacob Elordi and Margot Robbie. It seemed like the other patrons in the auditorium had a little bit more fun with the movie than we did.
You could say that's a nice way of putting
There was a
it.
little bit of splooge on the ground. I'm sad to say that was not a direct representation of how I felt about Wuthering Heights. I think Wuthering Heights fell withering short.
Oh, that's good.
It didn't meet the heights I expected. I didn't know nothing about Wuthering Heights. I know it's been
Right.
adapted a few times. I don't know if it's from like a screenplay back in the day or a book.
It's based off a book, yes.
Okay, well, there goes my answer. So, it's based on a book. I don't know squat about it, but it's kind of almost along the range of like the Romeo and Juliet stuff, right?
Yeah, kind of.
In a way, but it's like brotherly and sisterly love, which is, whoa, guys. There's moments in this movie where I thought were fine. But there was a couple of times where I felt like I was hooked, and then I was taken out. That's my biggest issue with this movie. I don't think it's like as bad as like a Scream 7 or anything, and it's obviously not as good as a Project Hail Mary, but it's that middle of the pack where it's like, you know, I feel like it could have been better. If this cake was baked in the oven a little longer,
a tad bit more, yeah. Some positives that I will give, right? I think, simple facts here, folks, right? I think Jacob Elordi and Margot Robbie are very attractive people, right?
They had good chemistry.
They had good sexual chemistry, yeah, you know.
Yeah.
And I guess there's a little chemistry, but it's like you said, it's very like brother-sister love.
Yeah.
You know? So I think it's more just them being just kind of friends, and I guess kind of leading up to that. I think it's more sexual chemistry, but I think that just ties into both of them being very attractive people.
Yeah.
Right? I think the overall overall like plot of it is very much like longing and yearning, and I want to be with you so bad, but I can't, and you ran away or whatever, and now you're back, and we're doing this behind people's back and everything, and it's almost like a taboo love. Positive that I have is, aside from like the Charlie XCX music, whatever, some of the songs, like the actual like the score of the movie is pretty good.
Yeah,
I think the cinematography of it is really good. When you get shots of like wherever they're at, it looks like somewhere in England or like Scotland. Very cool.
Wuthering Heights.
How foolish of me.
Yeah.
I think the set designs were pretty cool.
Costumes, all
the
that.
costumes were good. I think there's definitely scenes where like Jacob Elordi kind of clocks in a little bit.
For sure,
I think the way that he was talking with his accent was a little sometimes hard for me to understand, or
it mumbled a little bit.
But I think it just adds to like, oh my god, he's tall, handsome, and gritty. You know, in terms of like the sexual scenes, it's not that crazy. It's a lot of like, you know, obviously they're you know, they're doing it right, but it's not like full on nudity, right? But I definitely have seen the complaints online saying that, hey, this is almost like a super hyper goonified version of like the overall story. I haven't read the book, and quite frankly, I don't think I'm really going to ever read the book. You know, for me, I don't think I was the target audience for it. Definitely a little bit better than Scream 7, for sure. You know, but not a crazy thing.
Yeah, I say visually is like that's the best thing it has going for it. Like, it is visually striking. There's some cool shots. The costume set design, like you said, really cool. It started off decently strong. Like, it kind of got me. I was like, okay, this is interesting. Yeah. And then it kind of like that whole middle part where she's like away from him or he's away from her, and she's kind of like living.
They don't really explain that. They don't explain that.
That
like,
takes
he just
a
comes
nose
back
dive,
and he has like money now.
Yeah.
A very interesting way to end it off.
All right.
After damn near a whole day in the theater, we finally got done with the challenge.
We ended up watching 3 films. Our local cinema only showed showtimes from like 2 in the afternoon until like 10. So we tried. The AMC that we went to, I would say, is about like a B plus. I would rank it a B plus. B plus. That's pretty good. I would say, because it doesn't have an IMAX.
Okay, well, it has a Dolby though.
Dolby's fine, but it's not IMAX.
Yeah, that's true.
So
okay,
that's my only thing. What would you give the AMC?
I give it a strong A.
A is cool.
Strong A.
That's fine.
It's not A plus nor A plus plus.
Yeah,
it's a good.
I would say the food that I got, like a
yeah. What would you think about your food?
Like a D, C, D.
Yeah, I think mine is just like a C. Yeah. Like, if you don't want to spend too much, and even then with food, movie theater food, you're always gonna spend more. But a C.
The future EP films. Go ahead, take it away.
Take it away, folks.
Thanks, past EP Films. So that is going to conclude our all day in the theater. This is a new type of video for you guys, so we definitely had a lot of fun making it, and we definitely want to do more content like this in the future. But if you enjoyed this video, please let us know by commenting, and subscribing. Definitely helps out the channel so much. We've had a crazy growth spurt, and we're just keep on going, and thank you so much for all the comments that we received on all of our videos. It very much means a lot to us.
Thank you. And as Rocky would say,